I'm going to start this video off by stating the obvious. I don't know 100% what From Software's next release game is going to be. I don't have any complete answers to any of the secrets. The things we're going to discuss today is public information that I've compiled together to try and form a somewhat decent conclusion, but again that brings us no definitive answer. I just want to make sure that's clear to everyone. To start things off, we know From Software are currently working on 3 games. A dark fantasy game that us Souls fans will be familiar with. For now, we'll call this the Souls-like game. Then we've got a reboot of an old franchise, presumably Armored Core or Kingsfield, and then a total mystery game rumoured to be a PSVR exclusive. But we're going to talk about the reboot. Hidetaka Miyazaki in an interview with GNN Gamer said this when referring to Armored Core. Personally, I want to do it. After all, I was involved in 3 games in the series. Armored Core is one of the pillars of From Software's lineup, but I cannot yet reveal anything. And this is important as it lines up with another interview he did with Famitsu. He stated that he plans on making the games that he wants to make now, without being concerned about whether it is or isn't similar to Dark Souls. As we know, From Software were contracted to make 3 games which ended up being the Dark Souls games. After the Ring City was released, that contract was now expired, and the likelihood of a renegotiation is very low, as it's important to note this key feature. In the middle of 2014, a company called Kadokawa purchased a majority stake in From Software, 80% of From Software stock to be exact. This makes From Software a Kadokawa subsidiary, and it's still listed as such on their website. An important note, and why I'm bringing this big investment up, is because of 3 important things. The majority stake that Kadokawa purchased were in Dark Souls and in Armored Core. And remember, this is an 80% in shares, so this is no small number. Then there's the contract between From Software and Bandai Namco being expired, so Dark Souls is off the table. And finally, during this transition of partnership changes, this was the time Hidetaka Miyazaki became president of From Software, and he's already stated numerous times Dark Souls 4 won't happen. So what's left to keep a majority shareholder happy? Well, the other game Kadokawa bought into, Armored Core. Now with Kadokawa being their main partner, and I should also state that Kadokawa also publishes games themselves, yeah, I'm not sure if they publish to the West market. The game God Wars Future Past is their most recent game, yet under publishers they state Nippon Ichi Software is also a publisher, and they have Western outlets as publishers, so this begs the question, with the new partnership From Software has with Kadokawa Games, is this new Armored Core game going to be published to the Western market by Nippon Ichi Software, and then published in Japan by Kadokawa? But then, with that said, the latest Armored Core did get published to the West via Namco Bandai, but honestly, at the moment, this really doesn't matter too much. The key thing here is tidbits of information lining up and forming a bigger picture. The zero interest from Miyazaki to make another Dark Souls, the new as in 2014 new stakeholders Kadokawa having a invested interest in Dark Souls and Armored Core, and then Miyazaki himself saying he wants to make games that he wants, and then saying he wants to do Armored Core. These statements just line up and form the most logical outcome to me, especially from a business perspective. Keeping such a big shareholder happy, my guess, would be very high up on the to-do list. But as I said, I could be completely wrong with this entire, well, theory, I guess you could call it. But that's fine. It's kind of fun to go around finding little bits of information scattered and trying to piece them together for you guys. And with that said, I am new to the whole journalist thingy, if you could even call it that, so yeah, I tried to be as factual as possible, cross-reference stuff, and make sure I got things right, but even with that said, there is a chance I might have got some stuff wrong, and if that's the case, my bad. Another thing I'd like to add is we only know about 1 of the 3 games. We can put money on the likelihood of Armored Core making a return because, like I said, the president of the company wants to do it. So it makes sense that the next From Software release would be a title that they're giving a little bit more information about and are more openly talking about it, albeit still in a From Software fashion. We have nothing to go on for the other 2 games, so it sounds as if From Software might be further in development with this rebooted Armored Core than we might think. The footage you're seeing on screen is actually the very first time I've played Armored Core. Apparently 5 isn't the greatest Armored Core, but I had a pretty good time with it honestly, and if Armored Core is to be the next From Software release, then at least I can say I've played one before. Anyway guys, that's going to be me done for the day. If you've got anything else to add to this theory, I guess, please leave it down below. I've been Paragon, and until next time.